In the dawn of the Carboniferous era, the sky bleeds an ominous red. The humid swamp prepares for a night of primal terror and ancient survival. Beneath the surface, the earth breathes poisonous gases. Oxygen levels peak, fueling the growth of monsters that will soon emerge from the thickening, blood-colored shadows. This is the Red Night, a cycle of cleansing where only the strongest endure. Every rustle in the undergrowth carries the scent of impending, violent death. The hunters of the mud move like ghosts. Coated in the earth's filth to hide their scent, they prepare for a battle against an unstoppable force. Using nothing but bone, vine, and survival instinct, they construct their defenses. Every knot is a prayer for life, every stake a promise of resistance. Their weapons are humble but lethal. Forged in the heat of survival, these blades must find the narrow gaps in a monster's nearly impenetrable armor plate. From the heights, the scout watches the horizon. The air grows heavy, and the silence of the swamp is a warning that the master is near. He sees the movement in the trees, a rhythmic crushing of ancient wood. The fear is real, but his resolve is a blade that will not. The sky fills with the frantic beating of wings. When the flyers flee, it is the ultimate signal that the predator of predators has finally arrived. Deep in the heart of the darkness, the light of decay pulses. The forest floor becomes a graveyard of shadows as the nightmare begins its hunt. A force of nature emerges. A single pincer, harder than iron, turns ancient timber into dust with effortless, terrifying strength. The ground begins to tremble. The Lord of the Scorpions stands before them. A relic of a high-oxygen world, this armored titan is a living fortress of chitin and pure malice. Cold, while unblinking eyes scan the swamp. It does not see men. It only sees prey, small vibrations in the mud that must be silenced and consumed. They speak without words, a language of signs born from generations of hunting. Coordination is their only hope against a beast that knows no mercy. Breath is held as the shadow of death looms over. One wrong move, one snapping twig, and the hunt ends before the first strike is thrown. Every edge is honed to a razor's point. They know they must be precise, for the shell of the scorpion is thicker than any shield ever. The stinger carries a payload of liquid death. A single drop of this purple venom can paralyze a titan, turning blood to ice in seconds. Even the water becomes a tomb in its presence. The toxicity of the beast precedes it, leaving a trail of silent, floating victims in its wake. The stage is set in the killing fields. The hunters have transformed the natural landscape into a labyrinth of hidden death and jagged wooden spikes. The trap is sprung. A massive weight swings from the heavens, fueled by gravity and the desperate hope of a tribe fighting for its very. But the beast is fast. With a reflex honed by millions of years of evolution, it parries the crushing stone as if it were nothing. The silence is shattered by the war cry. A rain of obsidian tips descends, seeking the soft flesh beneath the joints of the ironclad monster. The tail is a whip of destruction. It moves faster than the human eye can follow, shattering defenses and sending splinters flying like deadly shrapnel. Structures crumble like dry grass. The sheer mass of the predator is overwhelming, turning their sanctuary into a pile of broken wood and crushed hopes. Chaos reigns in the mud. A warrior falls, and the shadow of the pincer closes in. In this swamp, a single stumble is a death. Desperation drives a hero to the unthinkable. He leaps into the mouth of danger, climbing the jagged back of the beast to find a weakness. But the blade finds its mark. Acidic green ichor sprays into the air as the hunter strikes at the vulnerable seams of the ancient armored exoskeleton. The monster roars in silent agony, spinning with a fury that threatens to tear the world apart. It is no longer a hunt, it's war. The lesser creatures flee the carnage. The forest floor belongs only to the combatants now, caught in a dance of death under the crimson moon. Blind rage takes hold. The beast strikes at everything and nothing, its instincts overwhelmed by the pain and the flickering lights of the glowing forest. The air is thick with the scent of blood and sulfur. Visibility drops to zero as the battle reaches its most chaotic and terrifying turning point. The tribe unleashes their ultimate weapon. Fire, the gift of the gods, is cast upon the beast, soaking its armor in a sea of liquid. Hell awakens in the marsh. The firelight dances on the water, surrounding the monster in a cage of heat and light that it cannot. While the orange glow of the fire meets the red light of the moon, it is a spectacle of destruction, a cinematic portrait of prehistoric struggle, and the leader emerges from the smoke. Armed with a weapon made from the king of serpents, he prepares to face the lord of the scorpions. He becomes the bait. With a roar that echoes through the trees, he lures the titan toward the final hidden trap set deep in the The beast does not hesitate. It charges through the wall of fire, a juggernaut of vengeance that will stop at nothing to crush its tormentor. The ground betrays the monster. Its massive weight becomes its downfall as it plunges into the bottomless mud, losing its balance and its lethal speed. It struggles like a trapped god. The more it fights, the deeper the swamp swallows it. The predator is now the prey of the earth. Death misses by a hair's breadth. The stinger strikes with the force of a falling hammer, a final, desperate attempt to take the chief down. Together, they hold the line. Using their collective strength, the tribe anchors the deadly tail, neutralizing the scorpion's most dangerous weapon with sheer human will. The titan is brought low. For the first time in its long, violent life, the king of the marsh is helpless, bound by the cunning. The moment of truth arrives. The chief focuses his gaze on the single point of failure, the soft throat where the heart of the nightmare. The spear strikes true. Life escapes the beast in a violent surge of ichor. The struggle ends as the light fades from its many eyes. The tail falls. The monster is silent. The only sound remaining is the crackling of the dying fire and the heavy breathing of the survivors. The red night ends. Dawn breaks over the horizon, washing the world in a cold, gray light that reveals the true scale of the carnage. The carcass of the king smokes in the cool morning air, a monument to a battle that will be told in fireside stories for generations. They stand as victors, exhausted, battered but alive. They have defended their home against a god and proven that intellect is the ultimate weapon of. The price of survival is always high. They care for their fallen, for in this harsh world, the tribe is the only thing that matters. A trophy is taken from the beast, a shard of the nightmare to remind them of their strength, a symbol of a night they conquered death. The world is vast and unforgiving. From above, the clearing is but a small scar in a green and ancient land that hides many more. Life goes on. The cycle of the swamp never stops. Predators will rise and fall, but the spirit of the hunters will endure through thee. Survival is the only reward. Until the next red night falls, stay vigilant. The shadows are never truly empty. Hen Gap Lai Trongdamdo.